what I want to say to you is stop trying to be normal, Pisces, because you know you're not. Okay? You should not be in situations where you have to act like you're someone that you're not. This is saying that you shouldn't be hiding those parts of yourself, even if you feel like you're eccentric or like you have quirks. Because message in a bottle is saying that there are going to be signs all around you that are saying that you are going in the right direction. It could be something that somebody says. It could be like a billboard sign. But this is saying that God, Spirit, your angels, your guides, however you want to look at it, they are sending you signs that are saying that this is the direction you need to go in, or you are on the right path right now. But you have to be in a place where you can be yourself. Now, for some of you, if this is external, it's going to feel like everybody's lost their fucking minds. Everybody's going crazy. But you have to accept that people are different. But I don't think that that is a problem for Pisces. So I feel like we need to stop acting like we're normal when we're not. All right, here's your overall. Pisces, why? God damn it, the Five of Cups. So for some of you, you could be dealing with emotional difficulty, depression, feeling let down, feeling like something has been lost here. But, the message has always been that the Two Cups are still there. But your focus is on what has been lost, and now it's time to get past that, right? We're going to have to deal with these difficult emotions. We're going to have to get out of situations that leave us feeling bad and, again, let down and disappointed. Pisces, no. Oh, shit. All right. In the past, the Knight of Wands. Now, if this is about you, this may be the action that you have taken in the past. The Knights, besides, being messengers as well, they're going to be about the action that we take. You may have been swept up in a passion, and you may have gone, directly after that, but I worry with the Five of Cups being the overall. Now, for some of you, it could be that, you got swept up in passion for something or someone, and it was here and then gone. And now we're dealing with the emotional difficulties surrounding that. In the present, the Two of Pentacles, this is, I'm still keeping it going, even though I'm, depressed and feeling this emotional lack. And this could be, though, that once something has left your life, it's like you're left in this place of like trying to figure things out. Now, this one, though, with this Two of Pentacles, it usually talks about how, this woman is happy that she's able to, manage all these different things, right? It talks about flexibility. But I think that for a lot of you, this may be, I'm continuously keeping this going and bending over backwards, but here you are with the Five of Cups, right? Now, for some of you, it could be that you were in a situation where somebody was like, juggling you and another person, or, another situation. But I don't know, I kind of feel like it's you, like I'm trying to keep this going, but you're not being fulfilled by it. Okay, future conditions, the Nine of Cups. This is where we need to, be very specific about what it is that we want. Now, the thing is you may get exactly what you've been wanting, but it's not going to be everything that you had hoped for. Now, maybe for some of you, you have unrealistic wants and desires when it comes to someone in particular, especially if they're constantly like in and out on you. Now for some of you, it could be that you need to focus on what you really, really want this time. Right now, I'm hoping, though, with this being in future conditions, that your hopes and your desires are changing, and that you're putting a different wish out there, because this one talks about how she's wishing for something, but maybe the wish that we had for a situation wasn't realistic. Like, we couldn't expect this from this person, this situation. We couldn't expect it to stay. And no matter how flexible you are, or how much you try to keep it going, it's something that you're going to have to let go of, but you have to make that choice, right? Now, it may be, though, that, what you're needing and what is going to bring you emotional fulfillment may come in here and help you get past where you have been disappointed, right? Because there's still the 2 cups. But you're so focused on where you have been let down by something that swept you up but didn't stay. Look at that. Your best path to follow, the Ace of Cups. You can have a new beginning, especially in love and emotional fulfillment. We can restart again. It doesn't have to be with this situation, with this person. This could be something completely new that you need to open up to. So I don't think that this is about you needing to restore something with someone, because I do think that for a lot of you, this is going to be about, love, relationship here. Because you have this passion that comes through, and then there's this need to continue to keep this in play and hoping that you get exactly what you want, but maybe what you're wanting is not coming from this situation. It needs to come from somewhere else, but you have to create this new beginning for yourself. Wow, Pisces, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like it's hard to get over that initial feeling or that initial spark with the Knight of Wands. But, what you're wanting is there. It's hard to get past those feelings, right? It's hard to believe, that something can be renewed for you, that you can have, the cup refilled, so to speak. In your environment, the Emperor, I don't know what it is with the Emperor in Pisces. I see this a lot. Now, with that being in your environment, because you're the 2 of Pentacles in the present moment, I feel like this situation has completely gone out of control, and for a lot of you, you may have given up your control to someone else, to a situation that ran away with you. And I say that because of the 5 of Cups being there, because why would you be upset otherwise if things were secure and stable? But I also look at that and think that doing the juggling act and being flexible, if you're the 5 of Cups, is not going to bring order and stability to this. Chaos rules here, especially with the Knight of Wands, and you have an opportunity to take back control, but it starts with you making the choice to drop something and stop keeping it in play, if that makes sense. Because I feel very strongly that exactly what you've been wishing for is there, but if you can't get over this, you may not be able to realize this. But this, I feel like, is we've given up our control. We've let chaos rule the situation here. And by continuously doing this, we're not getting order and control. I don't necessarily think that you're dealing with somebody who is overbearing. And I say that because of the Knight of Wands coming through on this. Now, it could be, though, that if this person is continuously in and out of your life, or even if this is a situation where passion comes and goes, the Emperor is saying that it's like somebody controls the way that you feel, or a situation is controlling the way that you feel about what is going on. Now, if we're talking about a person, I'm trying to spit it out here. Okay, so if we're talking about a person, they have control over you, in where you continuously are bending over backwards because you want to keep this going, but you're not happy. If it's about a situation, it's too overbearing, it's too controlling, and you're continuously having to do this act of trying to figure things out, keep things going, but you're not happy. So you've given up your control. That's what I want to say. But there's something better for you. There is something better for you. Your hopes and your fears, the Hierophant. And I look at that and I think you just want something that is going to stay. I don't think this is about you needing to conform or you needing to look at traditional values. I think that what you're fearing is that this is something that is never going to be traditional, and that it's not going to be something that is secure almost, with the both of them. But I also think that for a lot of you, you're hoping for that kind of, commitment, right? But this is also, learning, right? Higher education about the difficulties that you've been through because of him ruling the fives. And I think that maybe some of you are fearing that this is going to be another lesson learned, But I look at that and I think, I just want something to stay. And if it's about a relationship, again, nothing is traditional here, but that is what you want, I think, right? To be able to have that, kind of like set tradition when it comes to relationships. And like I always say, and I'm not talking about man and wife, I'm talking about we are together, we are committed to each other. It doesn't matter to me what the meat suit looks like. I've always said that when it comes to relationships. If you love somebody, you love them. It doesn't matter. But you want to have that kind of like tradition with, this person, this situation. I just want it to stay. That's what I feel like. And I don't want to have to learn another lesson. And then you coming out, the moon. Now, I know there are some people that look at the moon and they will say, well, it could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. No, I see the moon as Pisces. And a lot of that is because there are these places that you go where we don't have to face the reality of a situation. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person or that you're trying to escape something. But this coming out is really saying that you're going to have to look in those dark places and face those fears, right? We can't hide from the reality of what's going on. There is a beauty to the moon, though. The moon is going to show you your worst fears and the things that you don't want to see, but it's so that you can overcome that, right? The subconscious shows us these things so that we can deal with it. And I think that that's, where you're going to be going here. Because you can't stay in this place of depression and being, disappointed and having all of these difficult emotions. We can't ignore the truth anymore. We're going to have to look in those dark places. We're going to have to, reveal those things, so to speak. And then you have the Chariot, but the thing is you don't know what direction to go in. And it's only when we have the light and the dark going in the right direction that you will have momentum, right? So I don't necessarily think that it's about choosing a path, but definitely with the Chariot, we need to pick up momentum here. We need to get past the difficult emotions. We need to get back to what is going to make us feel happy. We need to take advantage of the opportunities, but we have to see them first and face the reality of what is going on. We can't hide from it anymore. You can't be in this place where this is hard to get over. It's time now. The Five of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, straight up, it's getting swept up in a passion or getting swept up by somebody and then being left, being depleted, being rejected, feeling like this person has completely cast you out, but yet we're still keeping the situation going because they are in control of the way that you feel. And with the Hermit, you're doing things on your own. And I don't necessarily feel like isolation. I feel like this person keeps their distance from you. And you're constantly in this place of trying to figure it out, like the soul searching. And again, especially with the moon, we need to see what is in the dark so that you can find the star again, your hope, right? But I feel like I've been rejected by this person, but yet the situation is continuing to keep going. This person has control over the way that you feel, or it could be a situation, like I said. And you're left here in this place of, realizing that we're going to have to look at this. And then you have the Chariot coming out, and what I'm hoping here is that once we face these things about this situation, that there's going to be more momentum toward what is actually going to bring you emotional fulfillment and being more realistic about that. But again, the dark and the light, willpower and self-control. And that is going to be the important thing coming out here, instead of you constantly being pulled in two different directions. Because you have the Ace of Cups there, you can have that opportunity. You can have that. Like, there's something so much better for you, Pisces, than this. You know, but I understand, though, like, it can be so hard to get past that initial passion, you know, and how much we emotionally get invested in that feeling, like, oh, it was so good, but it left you so empty-handed and so depleted. So you're going to have to reconnect with your soul, with spirit, with source, what have you. But you have to do this in order to feel more connected with yourself, so that you can have this sense of tranquility and peace and understand the mystery of why things happen, you know? And again, right, like going to the dark side of the moon here and seeing, you know, what is being kept hidden in the shadows, like understanding that mystery, you know? But I'm still very hopeful about these two here. That, you know, it's a mystery why things work out the way that they do. Maybe you needed to go through this before you could see a better opportunity. You know, that you have exactly what you want. It's right there. You just need to do something with this, make it happen. But there needs to be the feeling of being better connected. Otherwise, again, chaos rules here, and you're not going to have that tranquility. And if you're not in a tranquil space, you're not going to understand the mystery, right? I mean, you have looked to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. And for some of you, you may need to reach out for some assistance. But you have a choice here. You can choose the right love for yourself. But you have to find the strength here to get past this, or to see what's being kept hidden from you. You're going to have to face those fears and anxieties surrounding this situation if you want to get past, you know, being disappointed and let down, so that there can be, you know, more momentum, a better sense of direction towards what you are wanting, especially with that Ace of Cups being there. I'm telling you, Pisces, there's something so much better, you know, and you're going to have to pay attention to the signs. All the signs are going to be telling you where you need to go, you know, and you're going to know that you're on the right path, that you're going in the right direction.